To date, we have prosecuted 102 defendants for sexual abuse involving 139 victims. It became clear to us that individuals in these various communities, despite our efforts, were committed to intimidating, threatening victims and protecting the perpetrators by means which included coercion or even bribery. We uncovered evidence that Abraham Rubin attempted to buy the silence of the alleged victim of Nechemya Weberman, as well as her outcry witness. We developed evidence that Rubin offered $500,000 to have the case dropped and encouraged these two witnesses to make themselves unavailable for Weberman's upcoming trial, suggesting that they flee the country to avoid testifying. We further discovered that three brothers, Joseph, Jacob, and Hertzka Berger, pressured the same outcry witness and victim to withdraw their cooperation in the Weberman case. In an attempt to pressure the witnesses from testifying against Weberman, the defendants first threatened to remove the rabbi-issued kosher certification from the restaurant owned and operated by the outcry witness. When the outcry witness refused to be intimidated, the evidence shows that Jacob Berger went to the restaurant and physically tore down the certificate. Yesterday, a grand jury indicted Abraham Rubin on 4 counts of bribing a witness, 2 counts of tampering with a witness in the 4th degree, and coercion in the 2nd degree. If convicted, Rubin faces up to 7 years in state prison. The same grand jury in a second indictment has charged Joseph, Jacob, and Hertzka Berger with pressuring the outcry witness and the victim to withdraw their cooperation against Weberman. Joseph, Jacob, and Hertzka Berger have been indicted for coercion in the 2nd degree, and Joseph Berger has also been charged with aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree. In addition, Jacob Berger has been charged with criminal mischief in the 3rd degree. If convicted, Joseph and Hertzka Berger each face a year in jail, while Jacob Berger faces up to 4 years in state prison. Significantly, this investigation used technological assistance to uncover evidence. These indictments show a clear resolve that we won't tolerate the illegal interference with the administration of justice in this county. Not only will sexual predators be caught and punished, but those who attempt to illegally protect them by witness intimidation will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Sexual assault cases are some of the most heinous acts that can be perpetrated on a person, and it's important that all sexual assault victims come forward to us, the District Attorney's Office, so we can able to make those cases, interdict them, stop the behavior, and of course it's unacceptable for a sexual assault victim to be intimidated, attempt intimidation, or to coerce them not to cooperate with us.
Mistake about it, these are active investigations that are continuing. Any questions?
Yep, timeline of when those events happened, when the driving attempt and in the restaurant.
Yeah, I have all of them.
Share,
No. No. Yes?
Any knowledge if the money being raised at those fundraisers has anything to do with tonight?
I can't connect it. If I could, I'd tell you. I just don't connect it.
Can you describe the culture you're up against in some of these communities, and how it's kind of gone this way for years, and you mentioned uphill battle for you all, right?
It's a very insular community, and I've made the analogy, and I think with some validity, that if you're dealing with organized crime, which is another group of intimidators, at least I can offer a witness who's threatened or intimidated an opportunity to go into witness protection. That's not an option for people who live and are part of this culture. It's unthinkable that someone would be removed from the culture. And those who would intimidate within the community play on that. They know that people are terrified about having the inability to have matched marriages. They know that their children are thrown out of yeshiva schools. They could lose their apartment. There are a range of intimidations that they will use, and I always emphasize the fact that Kol Tzedek has gotten information directly from people in the community, even religious people in the community. But it's it is a coterie of people in the community that are hell-bent on intimidating and forcing people to change their mind about cooperation. And in this case, we really were able to put something together that is a very, very solid case.
Joe, do you think this makes this kind of case makes it harder or easier to make this kind of case again in the future?
I'm hopeful that this will be a message to people who are intimidated that they should come forward and help us. Yes, John?
Could you state again what it was that Abraham Rubin allegedly did in trying to intimidate the victim and her?
Well, they did two things. First of all, the Bergers and Rubin threatened to take away his rabbi certification for his kosher restaurant, the outcry witness. And Rubin is charged with offering $500,000 to the outcry witness and the victim to basically disappear, not cooperate, and leave the country if necessary.
Do you have any background on Mr. Rubin? I mean, $500,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do we know how did he come up with that money? Is it his, or is there any assistance from other?
No, I wish I knew. But and again, it's not. We can't connect it to the fundraiser. Well, I was told that lots and lots of money were raised at that fundraiser.
Can you describe the relationship between the outcry witness and the victim?
I'm sorry?
Can you describe the relationship between the outcry witness and the victim?
They have a relationship.
What was specifically said, in other words, how was it put to the witness, the outcry witness, of what they should do to go away, or, you know, how was that said?
Come to the trial and listen.
What about this outcry witness, that he was not intimidated, that he was able to come forward?
Tough guy. We need more people with tough.
Was the woman approached at all, the accuser in this case?
Yes.
She was.
Yes.
Was she originally approached with the money, or was it through the boyfriend?
Boyfriend.
And was she threatened as well? Were there any threats made against her or just against him and his kosher store?
Yeah, she was threatened as well.
How?
That's something I'm not going to share.
Did the three, did the Bergers know Mr. Rubin?
They all know each other.
Is there any evidence of a connection between them and Weberman, the accused here?
There is no evidence that Weberman or anyone representing Weberman encouraged this kind of conduct. Yes?
Is it fair to say that these are the first arrests of ultra-Orthodox for intimidation and sex abuse case in two decades?
That's a fair statement.
Wasn't that the Nypd case?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't there something somewhat similar in the Nypd?
No, there was money taken in exchange for a promise not to make false charges.
So Hynes, you said that these guys had no connection to Weberman?
No, I didn't say. I can't make that connection. There's no way of knowing whether Weberman or anybody close to Weberman was involved in this. If he was, it would be a different.
So what would be their motivation?
Search me.
What's the message that you hope this case, since it obviously is somewhat unique, hasn't happened in 20 years, what is the message you're hoping it sends to this community?
That no one can engage in this kind of conduct and feel free that based on prior experience, nothing's going to happen to them.